Welcome. I'm going to call this Coffee Time with Madison Christine. I'm going to put this back. So, I just want to talk about a topic called real beauty. I have had a couple other YouTubes on here, just putting myself out in an inspired way. The way a music writer, the energy just comes through like a waterfall, and I'm just guided to do this. So hopefully it just touches those that are looking for these conversations and want to continue those. So thank you for being here with me. So the topic of real beauty or true beauty, we can put either word to that. That's a big one. When I was writing earlier, that was coming through. And especially in our world and in media, in Hollywood, we are bombarded with images, right? of of beauty, of sex, and it's just everywhere. And we hear in all these TV shows and movies, the most wanted person is the supermodel, or you've got the porn star. We got all these different, or the rock star. It's all of these different images, right? And I have a strong conviction in this area just from doing a lot of work and healing from sexual trauma and incest. And I have a deep empathy and compassion for women, and of course, men. This includes all energy, right? Around what violence we go through with even these images bombarding us, and then we've got social media, right, where you can just get the perfect picture of yourself and the perfect lighting, and we start seeing all of these things that aren't totally real and true, and it breaks my heart. And I know this is me speaking from my subjective experience, so I really respect anyone watching that may have a different perspective. That's awesome too. I just feel there's a depth of truth and beauty that is so inside of us. Our true sexiness, our true beauty is inside, that emanates outside. If you believe that we are all energy, that's the beauty that turns me on. Meaning doesn't have to just have one meaning: spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. So, and we have different attractions in different places, right? So, what is true beauty? When I look out in nature and I see things as they are, it melts me. There's a sensuality. There's an animal, right? In human beings, we all have animal, and our world has really gone plastic. Women like me in our middle age, it's like rampant, let's say, especially LA and these places where you just go plastic. And to me, that's heartbreaking because it isn't real, and when you value the inner life, what's so delicious is not a robot, a true person, true feelings. There's a messiness that is part of our humanity. And I feel so deeply compassionate, coming from sexual trauma and incest. Of course, there's been deep triggers for me, and I've seen this with anyone coming from that I've worked with, or in relationships, where just those images can really trigger deep trauma from having been objectified, and then you're seeing objects being worshipped, and yet say you have a partner, and that even, holy shit, just exponentially increases the trigger of not feeling enough. When there's that supermodel type or someone with their floss up their ass right in front of you. I mean, you guys were going into restaurants now. Well, at least a while back, my partner and I were in Montana, Creed, Colorado, just gorgeous. And there's this restaurant we went into, and this little girl is wearing this dress that practically has her ass hanging out. And I looked at my love, and I'm like, I did not fucking sign up to go to a strip club. I just signed up to have a fucking sandwich. Okay? That's how I really feel about it. And how do you feel about it? Right? Think about that. I think we often don't give ourselves permission because a lot of people think it's weak to be, I wouldn't say threatened, to be hurt, to be convicted about these things. Or if it's threatened, that's fine too. We're human. We all, whatever walk of life we're in, we're going to come up with all at these things, excuse me as I trip all over that, in order to expand and evolve ourselves. So I just really wanted to bring that into a topic, into conversation, and really validate any of you or all of you watching this who have felt deep pain inside and maybe were afraid to talk to their partner about it, or we have a rampant porn addiction, and we've got social media, and I'll work with clients, especially who come from this sort of trauma, that are very clear about how it's like being cheated on when you're on social media. And couples will just choose not to even get on that. We've got so many different radars out, you guys. And let's get back, though, to the pure topic of true beauty, looking at nature and seeing just the deliciousness of the way it is. I know I love honoring the animal inside, like exercise and sweating and all that is part of that sensuality and sexuality, right? Let's not forget our primal side. This isn't getting spiritual and aligned, isn't about getting all airy fairy and not experiencing these primal modes of ourselves, right? Whatever partnership you're in or however you choose your sexuality. I mean, go crazy, right? When you can bring the light into it and bring consent into it, there's true beauty in all of these things that have actually shadow sided us in the world, right? So I feel like this topic is bigger than I even expected as I'm channeling this information. But I just want to shed light and bring it onto the table and hope that this brings validation to anyone who down deep has been like, what the fuck? What the hell is going on? With women going plastic, people turning into robots, want something real, a real conversation, right? Someone who can say they're pissed off. Now, I'm not saying take your rage and project it, right? That's abusive in relationships. I've had to set a lot of boundaries in my life around that kind of stuff, being a sensitive and an empath. Often, if you're here listening and you're an empath, you've probably been projectiled on a million times. And that's a whole other million podcasts on setting boundaries, learning your value, your worth. That's sexy. That is desirable to a true, healthy human being who's connected to their primal and heavenly self, right? And your soul and the juices that are so available to us within. So that is something you can connect with, right? Someone who wants to commit. How sexy is that? And commitment stems first from our commitment to ourselves. Deep commitment. We don't see a lot of that in our world today. We see people interested in it, but we don't see people committed. So I'm someone who's 100,000% committed and have been in a relationship developing a commitment that could turn into something off the charts powerful in this process. And it had to start with my own commitment for years and years and years and years of healing my own wounds so that I don't spill it out onto someone else or look for someone else to take care of me. We're all, you guys, being faced with codependent issues like never before. The light's kicking all these issues up, the sexual questions, the sexuality, the shadow side, all of this is up big time. I get excited for these things to kick through them and walk through them and bring love to them, because when I even bring up media, you guys, and I bring up porn and all of that, I'm not here to attack any of it. It's all had its place for our evolution. I'm here to shed light, to bring love to the conversation, and you bet I have a convicted side because I care, because true beauty does matter to me within my own self and out there in the world and in nature and Mother Nature. And for goodness, awesome sake, she is raging. I wouldn't say it's totally awesome because there's been so much abuse on this planet. But she also knows how to heal herself, right? So we have the opportunity right now of a freaking lifetime or lifetimes to step up in our own connectivity to ourselves, to our truth, to our inner soul landscape. And let that be watered and nurtured and bring that out in ways we can't even describe. And we get to hit these sensual, sexual areas and creative areas, which is our alignment, you guys, in ways I don't even know yet. My energy knows, my soul knows. So just wanted to share that passionate topic. Curious what you think if you want to leave comments. Otherwise, just thank you for listening. As always, it's such a joy, such a joy. And I'll keep writing more about this, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Take such good care. I'll have my email if you want to contact me, whether it's for sessions or topics, right in the description there. And again, my name's Madison Christine. Have an awesome day, or whatever day you need to have that treats you so deeply well. Thank you.